In the meantime, the Nigerian government says only 76 pupils out of the 69,829 pupils who recently wrote the National Common Entrance Examination for entry into the 110 unity schools across the country scored over 200 marks. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Education, while receiving the results from the registrar of the National Examination Board, says that a total of 27,865 pupils registered for the exams. He says the admission process into the federal schools, which are federal government owned, will be concluded on time.
$69,829 sat for the exam, so that means that 3,036 people were absent. And in terms of scores, 76 students had the highest score of 201, and 6 students have the lowest score of 1. Like we all know, we've standardized our admission criteria over the years. And it's the same thing we are going to do this year. 60% will be based on merit, 30% will be based on equality of states, because these are unity schools, and the remaining 10% will be left for exigencies.
Now, join us to discuss this. We're joined by Peter Ogudoro, an education researcher. Warm welcome to you, Peter. Now, Peter, what's your reaction to the summary of the results of the recent National Common Entrance exams as presented? Only an abysmal 76 students out of over 69,000 scored 200 and above. How worrying is this to you?
Well, there's nothing surprising about it, because that's expected. If you do my kind of job as an education researcher, you will know that we have not done well as a people for many years now in terms of the quality of education we provide, especially at that foundation level. And so our teachers have not been properly trained. The classrooms have not been equipped to provide a conducive environment for children to learn. And we also have not done adequate public relations for education in our country. So children do not really at the moment see it as a very important acquisition. As a matter of fact, many of them are saying that education is scam. Again, the unity schools have lost their glory. When I was much younger, it was a great idea to aspire to attend a unity school, but the quality they used to offer then is no longer there. And so parents whose children have the capacity to earn high scores no longer sit for these exams. And so a combination of factors account for this, and we have to act urgently to remedy the situation.
I'm glad you gave us a background into why we are where we are in the first place. And it was said, in that report, that 6 students managed to score just 1 mark, which is a terrible, terrible thing and an indictment. And it does clearly paint a disturbing picture of the educational sector in Nigeria. So what are the possible solutions? Is this an issue that can be addressed? What needs to be done using your expertise as an education researcher to, turn the tide around?
Yeah, it is important we pour money into teacher training. At the moment, our teachers lack the skills to be able to produce children who can respond to the kind of questions that are asked at this level appropriately. The reason is the fact that most of our teachers don't have the basic knowledge, skills, and values required for them to be able to function effectively at that level. So if you ask me, and I have my way, I would like us to adopt the strategy they have in the Scandinavian region, where you need a master's degree, for example, to teach at the primary school level, because it's such an important level that once you get it right there, the average child, when he gets to the next higher level in terms of high school, will find life very easy. But as we speak,
it's the foundation, and you can't overemphasize its importance. Yes.
Yes. So the foundation here is weak. Some of the teachers who are running classrooms at the primary school level themselves, if you put them in the hall where this exam we're talking about, was conducted, most of them probably will not score up to 150. Really, many of them will not be able to score up to 150, and they are the ones who are teaching the children. And unfortunately for us, we have not been able to promote this exam to a level that the children who have the capacity to be able to do well in it actually enroll for it, because federal government at the moment is not seen to be serious with respect to funding education and running a proper system that will make children who pass through systems to come out globally competitive. So as I did some posts earlier, a variety of factors, a multitude of factors are responsible for where we are, and we need to work very urgently to get out of it.
Now, Peter, finally, before I let you go, what are the consequences of not addressing this dearth in quality education in Nigeria, especially at the primary level, at the foundational level? What effects would it have on the nation in general if the country continues to pay lip service to the education sector?
Yeah, that's very obvious. You do not need to get a degree from Harvard to know that the implications of this remain very grave for us as a people. It will mean that we are pushing into the education system young people who do not have the capacity to benefit from it, effectively speaking. And these are people who will eventually find themselves in university and want to aspire to become medical doctors, engineers. And so that's one of the reasons why university professors today are complaining about the quality of people even JAMB is sending to them. And that's how we arrived at, what they call post-UTME, because most of these exams we are writing, this one common entrance exam, the one NECO conducts, the one WAEC conducts, and the one JAB conducts, most of them lack integrity, they lack validity. And that's why the people who pass through this system, when they get to universities, they fail in terms of not being able to benefit effectively from university education. And they end up becoming the ones who want to, become broadcasters, become engineers, become medical doctors. So at the end of the day, we are shortchanging ourselves. We are lacking the capacity to run our economy at a level that will make us achieve the good quality life all of us are asking for. And I'm very surprised that the powers that be are yet to appreciate the fact that education remains the bedrock of development. Once things fail at this level, then politics will fail, economy will fail, social settings will fail, and virtually every other thing will crumble.
Thank you very much for your time and insights, Peter Ogudoro, education researcher. We do hope that the new administration will do something or declare states of emergency on the education sector in Nigeria. Thank you very much for your time and insights.